Good morning, everybody. I hope you had a good Easter and got lots of chocolate and are feeling really fat. I got enough and I haven't eaten it all yet, so I'm being good. Anyhow, today on the bench we have a rather old Sony system. It has a 3 CD changer, twin cassette decks, radio, microphone, must do karaoke and all that sort of rubbish, and currently in demo when I've plugged it in there, and lots of pretty lights and things and showing off what it can do. The problem is apparently when you turn it on, it cannot be changed. It's stuck in one mode, possibly cassette mode, and you can't choose another source. So we'll push the power button now and just confirm that that is the problem. So there, it's in CD. You can hear it checking each location, and it just turned off and went to standby. Maybe that wasn't on. I don't know. I would have thought so. I don't think demo's taking over this. Try it again. The CD clicks a few times and then it shuts down. Alright. Let's go... Where's our mode selection switch? Function. No disk. Tuner. Video. Mini disc? Mini disc? I don't think this has a mini disc player in it. Eject. Off. Aha. So it looks like it's actually turning itself off. It's not so much stuck in a given function. That just said eject. Eject. Off. Yeah, this thing's not very happy at all. Today's repair is brought to you by spiders. Is there nowhere they won't make a web? There's a couple of dead daddy longlegs in there. Ooh, what's that? The belt for the cassette drive has come off. It appears to be all shredded and wrapped around the pulley in there. That's awesome. I should be taking this apart, but I thought I would try and pull that out. No, that belt is it's almost like it's had solvent on it, on the rubber. It's all decomposed. Anyhow, right, looking in from the left side, we have our power transformer there, quite a decent sized one. Down in the back there, sorry, this board at the bottom is the amplifier and power supply board. There's a white connector there, which that takes audio through from the system to the amplifier, and then down in here there's another connector which actually takes the power feed through from the power supply to the rest of the system. and if we spin it around, we can see on the other side the main board, and the bottom left connector here is our power connector, and over here is the connector for the audio. And what I'm going to do first is check the power connector and make sure the voltages are stable and what they should be. Right, so here we go. Using the metal case of the unit as ground. They almost always are. And we've got our, this one should be minus 7 volts. This one should be 7 volts. It's going to prove me wrong, and it's not going to be ground on the chassis. This one should be 16 volts. Nope, there we are. So we've got 18. This one should be negative 12. Yeah, this one is plus 12. And all on the slightly high side, I guess. Let's turn it on and see what happens when we do that. Comes down a bit. $16 drops a bit as well. And do we get 7 or negative 7? Oh, there's 7. And they're okay. Okay, so I also found a 5 volt line up at the CD connector. That was sitting about 4.8, and disconnecting the CD mechanism in case that's faulting and the thing shutting down had no effect. I'm fairly confident. I've worked on these before. It does not need the CD mechanism to be intact in order to function. It's possible that it is switching off due to a amplifier fault if the amplifier chip is damaged and it has DC on the output lines. So that's what I'm going to check next. Just before I tear this whole thing apart, we'll just look for some obvious things. So I'll just spin her around there, and just going to put my meter into each one. You can see the connector there, so turn that on. Okay, that looked okay. That was front left and front right. Go to our rear left. Looks right. Rear right. No. And center. Okay, so they look good. There's not large amounts of DC on there. Okay, so I have come to the conclusion that it is probably just the missing belt on the tape deck that's upsetting it, and here's why. If I turn it on by pushing, turn it on and push a disk button to put it into CD function, and push it again because it flicked back to tape, there we are, so I've put it onto CD function. That is actually looking for a disk and it's staying on. Now I'll just pop a disk into it. Okay, I've just dropped the disk in the top. Oh, here we go. Just ejected. See if it reads. because if the CD mechanism works, oh yeah, that's reading, so it might be salvageable yet. But if I go to cassette, tuner stays on, video stays on, but if I go to cassette, it comes up with an eject message and then goes into standby. And I am almost 100% certain that because of the thumping noises that this thing makes when you turn it on, because the heads can't engage and it can't do its little I don't know, self-test / reset of the mechanism because the belt's gone, then yeah, it says no, I don't want to know. So until I can get a belt on this, I'm going to say that's the cause, and I'll see what the owner wants to do. One last thing, I thought I'd pull the cable to the cassette deck off, the little flex connector that controls it, and it is now staying on. And go to, say, CD for example, then go back to tape, and having the flex connector disconnected appears to have confused it into thinking that everything's in a reset condition and is all good. So it might be easy just to leave that off. If they don't want tape, then they can use it for a CD player or a tuner.